everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division with the tournament win here in Golf Clash the Game and the Liberty Tournament. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the button in the bottom right corner. Also, visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content for free. You can also get the best guides on the market by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link directly in the description down below, or you can find on our website golfclashtommy.com. In the end, this tournament, it will be tougher than the ones that we are used to, and the reason I say that is because we have some really tricky par 5s. One of the par 5s we can't even go for the green in 2. So make sure that you follow the info box on the right hand side to get elevation adjustment for every shot in this playthrough. Also what type of club and ball I suggest you to play with. Have in mind though that you might not play with the same clubs and ball that I do have, but I always have a thought with the ones that I do suggest though. But there is no forcing for you to play the way that I'm suggesting here. But in the end, it's a tough tournament. No mistakes. It's going to make you having a good position in the end of the tournament. So let's enough talk about that and let's go to freaking hole 1. For hole number 1, we're going to play with the Saturn. We're going to go with a backspin shot here. And here, as you can see, I'm using 5 bars of backspin. So the club that do have 5 bars backspin or more is going to be the one that we can play with. So in the end, look at your club and see which one do have 5 backspin. I'm also using 2 bars of left spin to take ourselves a little bit to the right on that little plateau that we're aiming at. You can see as well that we're just above the plateau with our bullseye, trying to aim directly at the pin. Adjusting maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, power 0 ball setting. Perfect ball. And the ball comes and bounces, and it bounces, and it bounces. Okay, so what should we do here? We should go with all the left spin that we do have. So the 2.5 bar left spin would be perfect. Same type of spot, 2.5 bar left spin, but the only difference gonna be is that the ball guideline is then gonna show a little bit left of the pin instead. And just because we're adding a little bit more left spin than we had in the initial video. Don't forget that we play maximum distance even though we are not in maximum distance. So maximum distance plus 10 for hole number 1. Hole number 2 is, in my opinion, one of the toughest par 4s in the whole game. That's due to all the million bunkers we do have to play with. Max side spin to the left, and I'm also going to use 1 bar of top spin. And the thing here that I do want you to have in mind, that there is a lot of glitchy spots on this fairway, meaning that the ball could take the massive roll, and you're gonna see one here. Maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, and then it's time to take our shot. Gonna use a curl that's gonna be halfway through the adjustment ring to the left. And that's just to keep ourselves on the left side and also prevent that we're going to go into the rough with a great right. Ball bounce. Look at this roll here. There we go. And it rolls and rolls. Sit! It sits nicely there close to the rough, but that's dangerous. So what should we do instead? Don't push up. Don't push up your drive. Take your shot from that position. Very important. If you do play with an XMI level 7+, I would recommend you to actually play with only half a bar of topspin instead of 1. Second shot, we're gonna play with the big dog. The reason we're gonna play with the big dog is due to the fact that we do need distance. And I don't want to find myself in a spot where I choose the sniper or any other club that has less distance, and then I'm gonna have an issue reaching for the green in 2. That's not what we want, right? So here, for those of you feeling frisky, you can go for a rough bump there. But in the end, I do decide to go with just a normal shot bouncing up towards the pin. So ball to first bounce on the fairway, up to bounce in the uphill slope just before the pin, and then with the ball guideline trying to visualize to be right at pin. No spin whatsoever, no elevation whatsoever. So pretty simple adjustment for the second shot. And honestly, if you do not feel comfortable with pushing for a rough bump, this is the play to go with. And you can see a bounce, and we just missed that one to the left. Good shot, not good chance, good shot. But chance, I don't know. If we can make a birdie here with this. So for hole number 3, tough par 5, white ring by the rough line in complete maximum distance. And I'm gonna use this with 2 bars of topspin, 3.5 miles per hour. We're going to go with maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. So we're playing downhill, so the ball will therefore be affected slightly more by the wind than normal. So once again, we have white rain by the rough line. We are just with 2 bars of topspin, and now it's time to do our rings. Once we're done, we're not gonna push up to max. In the end, this is the shot that I would like you to do with whatever type of quarterback you have. Have in mind though, quarterback level 9, level 10 might have too much of distance, and 1.5 bar topspin would be better to just have some cushion, you know, so you don't go too far. Second shot, we're going to play with Big Dog, which I consider to be the key club here, because we do want to have the distance with the Big Dog, because we do want to gain as much distance possible combined with using the topspin, because we do want to be playing in between the rough and the sand that we do have in the center to the rough on the right, into that little gap. Stretch out your club to your initial point. You can see the ball guideline pointing straight down the fairway there for like maximum topspin. 4.5 bar side spin to the left. Adjust maximum distance with no elevation. Once adjusted, we push up to max. And then last but not least, we're gonna go with a little bit of overpower here. Not much, just a little bit. This to give ourselves more distance. Sure, you can push this one with max overpower, but hitting a perfect shot with an max overpower Big Dog, it's very, very, very hard. So rather to go with a little bit less overpower to give ourselves control. This is going to leave ourselves up with a short iron towards the pin. And have in mind here though that the short iron is going to be a very tough shot, and we're going to obviously start over because we're not going to be playing with the Thorn level 8. So we're playing with the Thorn level 4. The ball guideline is not fully developed, and we're going to go with max side spin left. Now, you see the tip of the ball guideline, or like we're playing 3 bars left spin, but look at the tip of the ball guideline. It looks like we're gonna go short, right? But have in mind that we do not have a fully developed ball guideline with a Thorn level 4, so we need to leave that ball guideline way further back down. And really just have in mind that the ball will still roll towards the pin, even though it looks like we're gonna go short. Because even if I give myself two green squares of distance between the tip of the ball guideline and the pin, you're gonna notice that I'm gonna come in right that pin though, so it's a good adjustment, but I'm coming way hot. And that's not what we're gonna do. We obviously want to use that glitch roll into our favor, but in the end though, very tough. Elevation, 10% over adjustment for the drive. Nothing for the second shot, nothing for the third. But yes, I would really recommend you to play the short iron shot that I just showed. But that this is gonna be an automatic eagle all the time, no it's not. So we have to fight for it. So for hole number 4, we are going to play with our backbone. The reason for the backbone is due to its accuracy and ball guideline. And here, I'm actually making it very simple for myself. I'm actually not using any spin whatsoever. I'm also using a basic ball. You can see our focus should be for the second bounce to be on the dark green square row, pointing to the right of the pin. Because that's going to be the starting point for us. If we do not aim there, we're going to miss left, and we're going to most likely fall down to the left hand side as well if we are very unlucky. Now, we are not in maximum distance of our club, but we should still play maximum distance with 10% over adjustment here. So, take the shot, the ball bounces, and it turns around. So close. So close, another day that would have been getting into the hole. So max plus 10, power 0 ball. You know, again, you can play with a different type of ball if you want to, but again, why spend if we don't have to? Basic ball is the For hole number 5, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to look for an eagle here, because this is, I would say, the easiest chance, or like the best chance for us making an eagle here on a par 4, or, you know, an extra drop per se. Maximum distance completely with a power 1 ball. Have in mind that I do play with an extra mile level 5, so if you do have more distance than an extra mile level 5, which with an extra mile level 7 and 8 and 9 have, then we need to really pay attention to that so we don't aim too far. Maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, and I'm playing with a quasar ball, and the reason I play with a quasar ball is to give myself this side spin too. You can play with a navigator as well if your intention is to not use much side spin. And I think this is a perfect spot here for us, 340 yards. And now we do have a nice angle towards spin. First and foremost, I do look for the rough bump, but I would say scrap the rough bump, guys. I do feel that rough bump is going to be too hard, especially with lower level clubs. So the thing that I go with here is that I'm going to go with a normal shot towards the pin, and I'm going to try to measure where am I in terms of club distance here, and I judge this one as medium distance of my club. And always on this hole, I never go with any elevation, so I'm going to play this one medium distance with no elevation. Ball guideline pointed to the right side of the pin, and the reason to do that is because we're going to try to play this shot into the funnel that is on that side, and that slopes slightly to the left. So aim a little bit to the right of the pin, leave the ball guideline short due to the fact that you don't have a fully developed ball guideline with lower level club. Catch the funnel, we roll, right at pin. Get in the hole, booms in the shot. No. Hole number 6, we're gonna play another very tough par 5 here. We're gonna go with as much topspin possible, which is 4.5 bars with XMI level 5 and 4.5 bars side spin to the left. And I want to reword myself a little bit here. We don't want to go with as much topspin possible. We do want to go with a maximum 6 bars of topspin. So if you do have more topspin on your driver than 6 bars, please don't use all of it, because then you will roll into the rough. Now, we are in maximum distance, so we are going to over adjust 20%. So maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment. Once you have made your adjustment, you're going to push up to max, and we're going to go with a click of overpower and with a click of curl to the left. So not much, and then obviously try to hit perfect. And the plan here for us is to get the ball to bounce on the fairway, getting down to the other fairway, gaining as much distance possible, and hopefully then stay on the right side of the fairway. Because the closer to the right side we are, the easier the second shot is going to be in terms of distance. Second shot, big dog. I'm gonna play this one with 4 bars of backspin, and you can see here that I'm using 4.5 bar side spin as a start. And I would like for you to at least go with 3 bars of side spin to the left, so you stay away from the rough there to the left. Because in the end, we're gonna have to go with a max distance shot with a little bit of overpower, and going with overpower with the big dog not the easiest shot possible. So there we do need to really have in mind that we are adjusting it properly. Adjust maximum distance, we push up to max, then we're gonna go with a little bit of overpower. This is a little bit too much, because we do want to just have the ball touching the bottom arrows there. We go bounce, bounce, and we come in very nicely, but we come in a little bit too hot. I'm not expecting an albatross to drop on this one at any point, but it's nice to actually have a good opportunity. A big advice here, power 3 ball minimum. If you can spare a power 4 or a power 5 ball for the drive and for the second shot, you are not gonna have to go with overpower whatsoever, which would be enormously helpful. For hole number 7, we are going to play with a katana ball here. Sure, I do see the tailwind, and I'm pretty interested to just go full freaking blast. But in the end though, I do think that would be stupid in general with lower level clubs. But if you do have an Exoman level 7 plus, or like a Thor Salmon level 5 plus, Apocalypse level 4 plus, I would literally be intrigued to actually go for it here. But now, with the clubs that we're having, we play with the quarterback, 3 bars of top spin, max left spin, incomplete max distance, maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment for the drive, and then we're gonna try to hit perfect. The ball bounces on the fairway there, and we're gonna get this ball over to the other fairway, trying to gain a decent amount of distance here, and the shot is gonna be 311 yards. This is going to leave us up with a sniper towards the pin, but the difficulty here for us though is that we do not have a fully developed ball guideline. Obviously here, with a sniper level 7 plus that do have 4.5 ball guideline, we will be having a much better opportunity. So now I'm struggling big time to finding the spin that I do want to have. So I would strongly recommend here now to actually back up a little bit, use a 2 to 2.5 bar backspin, aim the ball guideline to the pin, and do your best. But if you do have the ball guideline that is 4.5, then add spin, and then have the ball guideline to the hole. You know, not harder than that. But again, once we don't have the ball guideline, it's going to be difficult. Sure, we come in to the pin very, very hot, and we're going to still have a safe, very safe birdie. But in the end, have that in mind, please. Otherwise, you're going to have... For hole number 8, we're gonna go directly on the green. Have in mind though that I would like you to play with a katana ball here to give ourselves the power 2. If you do not have a katana, then whatever other power 2 ball will work. And I'm playing with the Saturn because I do want to have 5.5 bar backspin. So I'm adding 5.5 bar backspin, 4 bars of side spin to the right. And then from here, we're going to adjust maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. You can see here once again, I have the bottom part of the yellow ring by the end of the fringe. But have in mind that the rings will be different depending on what type of club you're having, as the accuracy might be different. But with the Saturn, that's going to be the play. But you can play with the backbone, you can play Goliath, you can play many type of clubs. Because the only difference really is going to be for you is that you're going to have a different amount of backspin, but minimum 5.5 bar backspin, and then we're going to be very, very close if not getting it in the hole. This is a tough hole if you're not going for the backspin shot, and we'll have to bounce before the rough and the sand, and that slope is going to be just massively weird to play on. So in the end, for hole number 9 here in Rookie, we're going to play with a power 2 side spin 3 ball, which is going to be a katana. 3 bars of topspin, max side spin to the right. Now, pay close attention to the second bounce. We do want the second bounce to be approximately 1 ring above the rough. That's going to be what we're looking for. From this position here, we're going to adjust maximum distance with a 5% over adjustment. Yes, only 5. So 5% over adjustment is what we're gonna go with. Adjust, and then it's time to apply half a ball of curl outside the adjustment ring to the right. We do need to push our ball to the right here. Obviously, we do risk with a bad grade to the right and stuff to clip the rough with our second bounce. That risk is always going to be there because we do need to take the route on the right hand side, because playing on the left is going to make us not being able to reach for the green in 2. So, katana ball, and then we're going to have the side spin 3. Very important. Second shot, you can see in the example here, I play with the big dog. Not because I like the accuracy and the ball guideline with the big dog, but that is to give myself, a way of having to account for a bad drive. So let's say that I would be with my drive clipping the rough and roll out. Then I would be having a major difficulty to reach with the sniper, and therefore the big dog would be my choice in a situation like that. But if you do feel comfortable with your drive, the sniper would definitely be the club that you want to have here, because you do want to have the ball guideline, you do want to have the accuracy, and then go to the pin. Minus 10% from whatever club distance you are. If you are a medium distance, you go medium distance. If you are maximum distance, you have maximum distance. 4 bars of backspin. Try to aim directly at the hole with the big dog, but difficult as we don't see the ball guideline. But a pretty decent chance for an albatross if we can make the drive correct. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Rookie with the tournament win in Golf Clash the Game and Liberty Tournament. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And make sure you get the Ultimate Tournament Text Guide by subscribing to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link in the description down below. This is going to be a much tougher tournament that we are used to. So in the end, by not making any mistakes, you will gain a lot of positions in here. But obviously if we add a drop or 2, we're gonna see ourselves sitting very nicely for a good banner in the weekend round. In the end though, thank you so much for watching and good luck in the Liberty Tournament.